Hi, I'd like to show you some of the new features in Project Search and Replace version 1.2. If you do not own Project Search and Replace, check out the free demo version available in the description. Also check out the other videos that go over the basic usage of the plugin. We'll talk about the new features in this latest release, including subsearches, conditionals, dependencies, better search initialization, which I'll go over in this brief video, but more information is available in the help documentation. Now, when initializing searches, Project Search and Replace will use the values on the object to populate the fields. For example, in this prefab called Bishop, the CR unit mono behavior has a score value of 30. If I drag the Bishop prefab over to initialize a property search and choose the CR unit mono behavior's score property as my basis of a search, it'll pre-populate the value field now with the value 30. And when I search, it'll find all the other prefabs that have a score value of 30 in the CR unit mono behavior. Subsearches also allow you to further refine your searches. For example, you may want to search for all units that are destructible and also have a score of 30. So I'll create a new subsearch of type property and choose destructible as my property type. And then when I search, you'll see that now I get 5 results instead of 6 for 5 destructible units that have a score value of 30. Searches and subsearches also support the concept of conditionals. Conditional searches match based on the values in the conditional dropdown here. So you have equals, does not equal, or any as potential values. For example, you may want to search for all scores that do not equal 30. So I'll go ahead and choose does not equal. And when I search, I find 4 results that have 10, 0, 50, and 10, all values that are not equal to 30. Or perhaps you might want to simply see all values for all objects of a certain type. I want to see what the unit type value is for all CR units. So I'll go ahead and choose the CR unit type property to search for, and I'll set the conditional dropdown to any, and you'll see that it finds 10 results, and some values are neutral, some are player, some are enemy as well. So conditionals work great with subsearches as well. Now I'll create a subsearch to see what scores are input for all units with an enemy unit type. So I'll set my parent property to equal enemy, create a subsearch, and choose score for the value. And I want any value that is returned. And you'll see that I have 5 results, 0, 30, 30, 30, and 10. Subsearches also have a concept of scope, so that you can search for values on related objects. For example, the Bishop prefab contains a reference to a collider called COL, but this collider is a completely different game object. So how do I search for a related object to this property? Well, I'll go ahead and create a new property search here, and I'll search for the COL property here, and I'll choose any as the value returned. Since I don't want to look at any specific collider, I want to just return the collider that was part of the search. And I'll create a subsearch and choose the scope as return value. I'll uncheck child object since I only care about the return value object and not any other objects. Then I'll populate the property search here with the collider value type and choose enabled as the property I want to search for. I want to look for all disabled colliders, so I'll click search here, and you'll see that I found 2 colliders that are turned off on 2 different objects, and you'll notice that it's returning the collider as the final result. These are most likely bugs, so I want to go ahead and turn on the replace functionality and rerun my search here and replace these values to turn that back on like so. Besides using the related objects functionality within the Subsearch, there's another kind of related objects functionality of dependencies. Sometimes it's useful to find usages of an object not just in a scene, but also in the objects the scene depends on as well. With the new dependency search, it is possible to search deeper and find these references. So I'll set my scope to the current scene. I'm going to go ahead and open up my main scene, which has references to most things, and create a type search of type object. And I'm going to search for a mesh, the mesh here of a voxel angel that's used within the scene. And if I search for it, there's one usage of it within the scene, like right here in this hidden prefab, but I'm pretty sure it's used elsewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and check dependencies. And since I'm just searching the scope of current scene right now, it only looked in these game objects, but with dependencies on, it will look for all referenced objects as well. So if when I search now, it finds usages in the respawn UI prefab, the angel power up prefab, and the death spawn preview. So you can search for related objects in multiple different ways in the new version of Project Searcher in place. And these are just some of the many new possibilities available with version 1.2. You can upgrade for free today, and if you haven't purchased Project Searcher in place, you can download the demo version, which has some of the features of the full version to check it out. Just click on the links below to the Unity Asset Store in the video description. Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching.